All right, man, peace. So I'm on record in another video as stating that I believe that the Kevin Durant effect on the Golden State Warriors is very similar to, almost congruent to, the effect that Moses Malone had when he joined the Philadelphia 76ers in 1982. And I believe that just like Moses Malone on the Philadelphia 76ers, Kevin Durant is not going to last long on the Golden State Warriors because I think that he's going to seek out greener pastures. I think that he's a curious person by nature and that he's going to spend most of his life seeking after some form of sustenance, some way to satiate that curiosity that he seems to have been born with. Moses Malone moved on to the Washington Bullets after he left the Philadelphia 76ers and then eventually with the Atlanta Hawks. And I do believe that KD also will be a wanderer. I may be wrong. Maybe he'll end up re-upping with the Golden State Warriors and be a lifelong Warrior. Who knows? But I do believe that he's going to move on from the Warriors, if not after this season, probably soon after that. And one of the main reasons why I state that is because of a statement that he himself has made in regards to LeBron James's move to the LA Lakers. And Kevin Durant's belief that LeBron James's move to the LA Lakers has added a new chapter, an interesting new chapter in his book of life. And I think that Kevin Durant also wants to add a new chapter to his own book of life. And he knows that if he stays with the Golden State Warriors, it's not going to be as spicy. So, of course, they're going to talk about it, and I'm going to chime in.
Look, we've been talking about LeBron, Kevin Durant, so let's talk about the decision to switch teams. Finals MVP Kevin Durant speaking to Mark Spears Wednesday, and Mark asked him for his thoughts on LeBron moving to LA. Here you go.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a perfect decision, perfect move. Did everything you're supposed to do in Cleveland. I think.
Now, did you hear that? If you're a Golden State Warriors fan, you have to say to yourself, when Kevin Durant believes that he's done everything that he, quote-unquote, is supposed to do in Golden State, of course, that should mean that he's going to leave himself if he follows his own logical train of thought.
I think this is a perfect next step for him. And he's kind of breaking down the barriers of what an NBA superstar is supposed to be. You know?
I absolutely agree with that. And I've stated over and over again on this channel that that is LeBron James's great contribution to the NBA. That he has shown many of these cats that no, you owe no loyalty to a franchise, to a team, or to a city. You owe loyalty to yourself and to your family. And they view you as a financial asset. They will move you to improve their team. So you should be ready to move yourself and your family to improve your own fortunes. And that's the greatest thing that LeBron James has added to the overall consciousness, the overall understanding of the average NBA player.
You know, you feel like you're supposed to just, play it out in one spot. I think he did a good job of giving you different chapters, and it's going to make his book even more interesting when it's done.
Got the next chapter thing in there?
The book?
The whole thing. What is
So
it?
what's the book on KD?
Well, that's just, I think
That's the point.
that's part of this.
Look, I think from the overall philosophy here, I think KD's right in that LeBron is a pioneer. I mean, LeBron set out on this thing 8 years ago. He's changed the rules. It's made this league incredibly interesting. If you thought about the NFL, 6 of the top 12 players leaving teams last few years.
Right.
I mean, that's what we have in this league. So I don't have a problem with it that way. But for him to call it perfect, I can't believe now living out here for a little while how everyone's just gone, oh, this is the plan and he's going to be happy. Like, do you honestly think that this current Lakers roster was the pitch for Magic the first minute he was a free agent?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I don't believe that Magic Johnson had to pitch LeBron James at all. I believe that LeBron James knew that he was signing with the LA Lakers well over a year ago, if not farther back than that. I'm sure of it. Because LeBron James sits down with his craftsmen, his team, his corporate sponsors, and he gets told what the best location would be for him. I guarantee you, Nike sponsors contacted him and told him, LeBron James, you've done what you needed to do in that cesspool known as Cleveland. Now we're going to move you and your family out to LA so that we can optimize your earning potential. We have plans for you. And he said, like Darth Vader did in Empire Strikes Back when he was talking to the Emperor, yes, my masters.
Does anybody believe that?
I mean, if Kobe Altman in Cleveland had said, look, I think you should stay. Here's who I'm going to get.
We're going to get Lance, Rondo, JaVale. We're going to get Pope over here. Like, I don't think this is perfect right now, except everybody's so excited about it. I think they're overlooking a lot of the problems this roster has. Yeah.
I don't think that LeBron James has overlooked anything. I think that he's fine with it because all of the ancillary benefits are going to more than make up for what he'll have to tolerate on the basketball court. As a matter of fact, it would not surprise me if we see a little bit of a drop-off in LeBron this season, because he will subconsciously understand that this team has no chance of winning a championship. So you cannot tell me that he's not going to tap out at least a little bit. I think that they're going to tinker with the lineup throughout the season. It would not surprise me if they terminate Luke Walton and trade away Lonzo Ball before the All-Star break. And by the end of the season, I think that the team will be ready to make whatever level of playoff run they could make, whether it be they could get knocked out in the first round, second round, or third round. Much like what I said last season. Before the season, I stated that the Cleveland Cavaliers would make the NBA Finals, but if they got knocked out in any round, it would not surprise me. And as we watch the NBA playoffs, they could have been knocked out in the first or third round before eventually getting swept in the finals. I see the same thing in the Western Conference for LeBron James with the LA Lakers. I could see him getting knocked out in the first round by any team. I could see him getting to the conference finals. And as long as he's playing the Golden State Warriors, that will be his end. But if the Golden State Warriors were to go out earlier in the playoffs for whatever reason, because they had the wrong matchup or because more than one of their superstars went down, I could see LeBron James going to the finals. And if he were to face the Boston Celtics, he would lose again.
Yeah, I think, there were no perfect options for him this summer.
I disagree. The perfect option was the LA Lakers.
Interpretation of this roster that I hate is that the
well,
pitch
here's your interpretation of it right now.
No, but the pitch is, look, year one, we're going to clear our throats. There's a ton of space and a ton of talent in 2019. Bear with us for a year. Hey, by the way, you have to climb from, 34, 37 wins, however many it was.
They won 35 games last season. I believe that LeBron will get them to 50 wins.
It's going to be a net gain anyway, and then the cavalry comes in 2019.
But why do you have to clear your voice with so much
Phlegm.
congestion? I wasn't going to say phlegm. That seems a little unfair.
Yeah, cut right to
With
it.
so much congestion. I think the pitch to LeBron was 1 year. Don't worry. Next year, we're all in.
Okay.
I don't think that was the pitch at all. I think the pitch was Magic Johnson sitting in the room with LeBron James and telling him, LeBron, you know the deal, I know the deal. You're unbelievable. But the big wigs in Hollywood and the guys over at the Kabbalah Center called me up and told me they called you up already. So me and you both know you coming to the Lakers. And it's unbelievable.
I mean, first of all, I'm just going to keep saying it. He's turning 34 this year. I wouldn't have this
That's
be a
what I
busy year.
What's the other option? I mean, Kevin's right. The other option.
I mean, the other
We'd be
option
giving
is
up
you
more
could have
pieces.
traded for Kawhi
Right.
Leonard, and that would have been a different year. Look,
Why trade for something that you know that you're going to get for free next season? I actually think that LeBron James preferred to wait for Kawhi because it would take a lot more pressure off of his back. I think that he wants a season to just ball out, go out there and average 28, 8, and 8, sit for about 12 games this season, take a little bit of a step back in regards to how many games he plays. Also, on the flip hand, as I stated, it would not shock me to see him take a step back statistically. Maybe even go down to 24, 8, and 8, and let Rondo handle more of the ball distribution and just chill out for this season. Try to get the team to anywhere from 48 to 53 wins and make a playoff push. But I think that LeBron is going to push the pedal to the metal in the games that he plays. When I say take a step back, I think that he's going to fall back on the amount of games that he plays. I think he's going to go back to resting. You'll see some mystery injuries with LeBron this year, and he's just going to chill and just let the firestorm of media scrutiny and the constant narratives that are going to be perpetuated do what they do, with him understanding that this is his year off. This is his year to make sure that his son gets into school and is playing at the right school, that he's able to make the appropriate business deals in Hollywood and do whatever rituals he needs to do to make sure that he's a success. That's what he's going to be concerned about this year.
I don't want to totally revisit the Lakers moves. I think what's interesting about KG's comments is that, honestly, I don't even think it's really about the Lakers or about LeBron. I think he is still campaigning for the idea of, yes, free agency move, big star, leave your team that,
No, I think that he's campaigning for the move that he's about to make, not for the move that he's already made, Rachel Nichols.
LeBron
Yeah, he's protecting himself a little bit.
Not protect, but just sort of saying, hey,
Maybe
this
he's
should be
setting
the
the
norm,
stage,
this should
too.
be okay.
Exactly, Jackie McMullen. You get it. He's setting the stage.
Okay, and yes, maybe for down the road again. No one's campaigning for Golden State to break up. It's just that things happen down the road.
Well, they have decisions to make with Clay and
the money
Draymond coming up.
There was another commentary there, and we've talked about it on the show a lot, the notion of self-determination. Why was it a perfect move? Because this is a guy who has tenure in the league, and he gets to decide. And if it's a lifestyle decision, fine, that's his prerogative. If it's a family decision, fine, that's his prerogative. So it's perfect insofar as he's the guy making the call. He's not.
I would have loved to have seen if Magic Johnson and Larry Bird and Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley and Hakeem were playing today. The difference in mindset that they would have had. Just to see. It would have been very interesting.
He's not being pressured by any external force.
The empowered act.
But anyway, that's it on Kevin Durant's statements pertaining to LeBron James signing with the LA Lakers, which I find to be rather prophetic in nature, because I believe that Kevin Durant is alluding to his own oncoming decision and his need to lay down the carpet to set the groundwork for his own oncoming move. And there's nothing wrong with that. If KD still feels that incessant curiosity, that need to explore, to put his flag down in another city and do his thing there, it is what it is. So peace.